So Abdi and I are here to present SNAP for the Kenora community. SNAP is, well, as we know, is well known there in Kenora. It's been there for some time. And so we just wanted to come back and introduce some components that have changed, and also possibility in communities working together to expand SNAP to the families. So this presentation is a collaborative effort between Firefly and CDI SNAP. So we did come to us and heard a little bit more of our presentations here at CDI. She also, in working with her community, seeing opportunities for programming that she would like to share information about. So for those who don't know, SNAP means Stop Now and Plan. So Stop Now and Plan is an award-winning evidence-based cognitive behavioral children's mental health and crime prevention model that teaches children and their caregivers how to stop and think before they act and make better choices in the moment and throughout their lives. SNAP has been active in Kenora since 2015, when it launched the SNAP clinical program at Firefly, Kenora, offering some services in Dryden, Sioux Lookout, and Red Lake in 2019. So here are some of our programs with the SNAP model. So these are the SNAP model programs that are currently running. So SNAP Boys and Girls is a clinical intervention for children ages 6 to 11 years old with serious disruptive behavioral problems and their families. It's family-centered, which means the entire family is asked to come, caregivers or guardians and the identified child, as well as siblings, are able to come to an activity group. They receive group programming, counseling, and outreach support. From the SNAP Boys and Girls program, they are able to join a SNAP Youth Leadership Group. It's a continued care model for identified higher risk youth ages 11 and a half to 18 years old to provide ongoing support and enhance SNAP skills through the transition from pre-adolescence to adolescence. You might have also heard the SNAP for Schools model, which has made its way around Ontario and Canada and throughout the States as well. The SNAP for Schools model is a universal programming for grades 2 to 4. Students learn the SNAP strategy in a classroom setting, reinforced by educators and peers. So again, that's universal for the entire classroom. It's non-individualized, and it doesn't include caregivers at the prevention stage. Then we have SNAP Youth Justice, the Youth Justice Intervention model for youth ages 12 to 18 years involved in custody, probation, and community. It provides programming for the individual as well as group programming. Here at SNAP, we encourage children who are having behavioral problems in the prevention program or the universal program to be referred to SNAP Clinical, where they've received kind of first experience with SNAP, and then the families can be brought in and given strategies in SNAP Boys and Girls. Children from the prevention program who are graduates from SNAP can also go into the SNAP Youth Leadership Program. And then you can also see graduates from the SNAP Youth Justice fed into SNAP Youth Leadership as well. So those who are facilitating SNAP in your region thus far are Firefly. It's a clinical model there. Kenora Catholic District School Board is providing school-based. Kenora Rainy River District Child and Family Services is providing school-based, but as well as clinical. Keewatin Patricia District School Board, school-based. Rainy River District School Board, they're providing school-based as well, and Kenora Youth Justice Department is providing the youth justice model. Graduating youth from the SNAP for Schools, SNAP Boys and Girls Clinical Program, and SNAP Youth Justice 12 to 18 years old, again, can be referred to SNAP Youth Leadership services. And today we wanted to expand a little bit more what SNAP Youth Leadership Services are, because it's a great continuing component, which really provides some protection for that age group. And so I will leave that to Abdi.
Thank you, Tina. All right, so SNAP Youth Leadership Services, it's a non-clinical continuing SNAP component that further supports SNAP graduates as they navigate the turbulence of adolescence. And as Tina mentioned, these are children who've completed the SNAP program and are entering their teen years, 11 and a half to 18, and we're really just helping them build on their SNAP foundation while also accessing opportunities. What really makes this program special are the youth that we bring in as leaders. And we kind of flip the script from these youth being labeled as the problem. And because of their behaviors, we give them the skills to manage through their behaviors. So building on that SNAP foundation. But then we have this supportive mentorship continuum that's part of the program. And that's where really we see this major shift in youth who see themselves as part of the problem and troubled to being able to contribute to the work and be part of the solution. So that's really the magic of SNAP Youth Leadership. We invest in our youth, and then they give back to one another. And so in addition to building on their clinical foundation. So the bulk of the work happens in our SNAP Youth Leadership groups. And this is where we aim to create a safe and welcoming space. We offer a family-style dinner. There's opportunities to practice SNAP, mentorship and pro-social connections, life and leadership skills, meaningful opportunities to contribute. I took on this leadership portfolio in 2006. Building on the foundation that Dr. Lena Ajamari, the founder of SNAP, created, because we wanted to create a safety net for SNAP graduates, knowing that yes, they get the skills, but then there's the stakes are so much higher in adolescence, and in 2006, that was just the year prior to what was dubbed in Toronto as the Year of the Gun. 2005, we had extreme youth violence and a lot of gun-related murders. And so that was something that also hit very close to home for me. And I wanted to make sure that, we listened to the youth, what they were telling us, the current participants in our 2006, 2007 programming, but also at that time there was some major research that was coming out where youth in our province were telling us what they needed, the supports that they needed. And one example of that was the Roots of Youth Violence report, where it heavily influenced how we move towards supporting these youth. And I'm sure that those are all things that your communities can relate to, given that a lot of the youth in our province face very similar challenges in terms of needing spaces where they feel safe, have adults that they can relate to, and can develop some skills and access opportunities. So these opportunities that we create within our program for our youth are, we have peer mentors. These are volunteer opportunities where the guys from the leadership program are able to support the children in the 6 to 12-year-old programming as peer mentors who have completed SNAP and can role model the techniques for them. This is the first stage of them being able to contribute to the work. Then we have youth mentors, which are paid youth who have graduated the SNAP YLS program and are 15 to 18 years of age. And we bring them in as role models, as mentors, and also to help us co-facilitate some of the discussions happening in our youth groups, as well as our summer leaders in training program. And then in our leaders in training program, we have LITs these are volunteer positions where they get some honorariums and an opportunity to contribute to the work happening at Camp Madosas, which is like a SNAP camp. And then we also have junior counselors, which are the next step up from LITs as supports for the camp teams. And I'm sharing all these different opportunities because we had to get creative in how we include youth. But the social capital we were able to create in supporting these youth, and then them supporting one another, and being ambassadors for the work and the agency, and then going back to their communities and doing some amazing work. That is something that is really truly special about this program. And not every community is going to be able to do it in the exact same way. But I hope your wheels are turning in terms of how you can all work together to create opportunities for these youth once they get the right skills. And a large part of the work is building community and creating opportunities for these youth. Again, knowing that we've given them the skills, that doesn't mean that the issues and barriers and challenges that they face are going to go away. And so we shift from doing the clinical work in our SNAP program to critical work, where we're really trying to empower them, set them up for success, working to connect them to the various supports in their communities, working collaboratively with other clinical professionals, and then ensuring that these youth feel like they're a part of something and have a place where they belong and people who are looking out for them. So this is really the SNAP Youth Leadership Services is really an opportunity to build a safety net for SNAP graduates, and also to bring them into the work and build some social capital for your community.
Exactly. Thank you, Abdi. So once we've shared kind of the program, really we're looking at building a community, like Abdi said, to kind of organize programs like this. And we appreciate the opportunity that Zoe's given us to talk about some of our successes in building communities so that they can bring programs like this to the families and youth coming out of other programs such as Youth Justice Program, or who are, have a gap in service from school once they've graduated SNAP there. And so the great thing about SNAP being in many of your schools and classrooms is that the families get kind of familiarity with the program. They get exposure early to the skills, which are socio-emotional skills. It maps really well onto the curriculum needs around being able to teach social skills like joining in and problem solving, building empathy and perspective taking, but really address self-control, how to be aware of our behavior, evaluate our own behavior, and work with others to again, solve conflicts and problems. So as we know, that grows as kids get older. So they get kind of the foundation of those skills. With kids who need more support, they're getting intervention in 2 locations in your area. So that would be in Fort Francis and in Kenora. Through Firefly. But Zoe really wanted to kind of spread the word around YLS services, youth leadership, because there is a gap in services being provided to youth. And she's seen the successes that we've had, and she's had prior successes there at Firefly, but it does take a village. And so part of that is working together as a community team. And so we've already fostered that Western SNAP community team ranging all the way from Thunder Bay to Kenora, which includes, as you saw, multiple sites, sharing information and resources around what they're doing with the SNAP program and what they can do to provide services to all the families that need it. So that involves the schools working with the local clinical affiliates, us as SNAP, headquarters, being able to connect everyone and share any information that's coming out, which is part of that was like the SNAP for Schools being able to have a tech-based platform now, us coming up with a parenting app, a SNAP parenting coaching app that supports kids in schools as well to be able to tell them about the strategies. But today we really wanted to focus on how we can come together for youth leadership services. And so that would look like, how do we meet those kids in rural areas that are hard to connect? Are there spaces there that that can be shared? Is there staffing in different communities that also can learn about this program and share in delivery? There's been community teams that we've seen that have come together to share funding. One's provided staff, the other has provided space and some other kind of full-time staffing to across the summer to provide a camp. And so these are small projects that have started up in different communities, and we're hoping something similar can kind of be born in Kenora, because that was, really, again, how we can get this off the ground to meet all of the youth's needs in the area. So we'd like to open it up. This is our community implementation plan, and it is evidence-based. We've seen it work in multiple communities, and it is being sustained in some communities to be able to offer programming, sometimes mobile groups. So it's sometimes offered in one location and then it's offered in another location. And what's great about one clinical site having a license is that we can provide some training to multiple people, which is great as well. So I'm going to take this down and see kind of how the audience is sitting with this knowledge, and if you have any questions and answer questions that Abdi and I can answer.